All right, so I'll start. Yes, I suppose. First of all, I'm glad to be here. Um, these long tables, this is very Danish. I love it. Um, and I'm looking to learn from all of you here. I'm particularly interested in a brick and mortars business, and some of you are here more on that. I'll be speaking about the technology startup that I started with friends 2 years ago. But half of me actually wants to do things with my hands, and my dream to actually get some hobby farm and have chickens and so forth. Yeah. Even though I wouldn't know. I'll be looking a little bit at my notes so that I can make sense of what I'm trying to say. The theme of my little chat is going to be about information and how valuable information can be to business, data, and how important it is to collect data about your business, about your customers, and act and pivot humans. Why? Because our business has failed because we didn't act fast enough on the data. And so the takeaway, the lesson I hope there is here is that collect data and then act on it as soon as possible. So about 2 years ago, a good friend of ours in Canada, you might actually know him. His last name is catering. He's famous because he's father of the guy who started Ethereum. If you know, Ethereum is a cryptocurrency, and that's his father. And I know him, and he has connected me with some other friends of his who were looking to start a business. And at some point, we connected. I was living here, working on North Canadian time. And we started, we were interested about this idea of utilizing AI for mood tracking application. I don't know if you know the subset of applications, but there is an idea that it's part of your holistic health. And let me give you an example. You wake up in the morning, you open your app and you say, I'm feeling crappy, I didn't sleep well, I had sex, whatever. And then you track how you are, your well-being, your emotional well-being, throughout your life. What we wanted to do is we thought, instead of just picking, say, I feel sad today, you would actually interact with AI. For example, you like cats, and instead of picking sad, you would pick a sad cat. And AI will work with you and will generate images reflecting your state. And you will have a better relationship with that state. So it basically was an idea of how to bring AI to already an existing concept. And we were pretty excited. We did some things pretty well, and some things we did terrible. So first of all, what things went wrong? Our timing was pretty good. This is when generative AI was just exploding. Lots of applications where it was just starting to create an avatar, to turn your pictures into the Queen of Goth, whatever. And lots of new technologies were being populated off that. We had a great team. There were 3 of us. And one of the other 2 people that worked together, they started a company that was later sold off, and one of them made millions of dollars. And he was a major sponsor of this company, major investor. But these are the people who had experience building companies. He was a chief technology officer. They knew how to do these sort of things. And you would think that that's a great thing, right? You're dealing with people who are successful, smart, have sold, have done this before. And I'm going to tell you that it wasn't always the case. That is a wonderful. We had a pretty good structure. We used a lot of methodologies. We followed the best ways to develop an app, how to organize a team, all the best startups thinking. Um, and one wonderful thing we did, we right away knew that we needed to collect data. And even before we launched, we started interviewing people. We started going out there and say, would you use this? We would do what we would call customer interviews right away. And oh my God, I remember all these Zoom calls. I was so sick and tired of them at some point. But people from all over the world, we had like very good selection of people from different walks of life whom we were interviewing and really testing this idea. Would they use it? This is interesting. Is this fulfilling what they want to do? So we did market research, right? And what we got is we got a lot of feedback, and most of it was actually good. Now, what went wrong? We sort of got drunk on our own Kool-Aid. We were attached to idea too much, loved it, loved the technology. We're all technologists. That we were bound to it a little bit too tight, and we couldn't withdraw ourselves and objectively look at what was going on. And I still remember this one moment where we're looking at the data and I'm seeing my teammates, by then team group, and they're literally are not able to process negative data. They still kind of refuse to accept it. There's something in our nature that when you love something, when you're too close, let's say you love vegan food or you love restaurants or something, when you attach to it so much, I think one of the lessons I learned is that you cannot look at it from outside. You're a little bit too much in the center. It's almost like you're not seeing the information. You're just not processing in the right way. When somebody says they like something, I'm going to tell you that means no. Until you check their willingness to pay, until somebody invested in your idea, that doesn't. At some point, we got a friend investor in our company. And I'm going to tell you that no, that's not a real investor. If he's a friend, he just loves you. He loves your idea. Doesn't tell you anything. That's actually wrong data. You actually think, okay, somebody from outside put a pile of money. Oh, we must be good. The only idea is when a stranger off the street looks at your data, a person you maybe even hate, all he wants to do is make money. And when he gives it to you, that's when you have no crash. So data, we looked at everything. Retention of the users who comes to our app. We collected all sorts of things. And very quickly, you can actually evaluate this data and it'll speak to you because you can measure how long people stay on your app. What is return rate? What is the churn rate? There's all kind of stats. And there are kind of industry standards that you can compare it. And very quickly, you can actually read this data. And I imagine that all of you have data. You probably know what dishes sell out. You probably know at what time most people come. Right? So what I'm going to say is that each one of you has data. or you can go get data. And I would say listen to it very. It is a wealth of information, and it's going to teach you, and it's going to be the best connection to the reality that is your business. Maybe you don't like that dish yourself, but if everybody's buying it, it's a very valuable information for you. Okay. Um, and other things we did new. If I'm taking too long, just kick me. I will try to wrap up. And another thing we failed to do, we failed to build a community. There's a school of thought that you can actually start a business by first building a community. Like for example, you in fitness. I know people who first create groups on Facebook or wherever to collect this. I know big businesses who actually started this way. And there is a way of thinking that once you have those users, your critical, your adopters, early adopters users, it is very valuable information. And they can even test you before you invested the dime into your product. Perfect. Do that. We did. Thank you all for joining. And I'm Krutika, and I have a vegan takeaway and catering. Why takeaway and catering? Because I live in Copenhagen. I live in the suburbs of Roskilde, so it's not possible, practically possible for people to plan out. And I was not ready for an investment of planning out, and I just wanted to explore and study the market because the idea of starting a catering was not mine. It was because of the community where I live. Because I know for India, I can cook me something. I can pay you. I was like, I love cooking. Why should I not, combine my passion into an entrepreneurship journey? Because I was not happy with the corporate thing. I had never had a corporate life. And I was a part of my family business where we were working with turmeric farmers. We were processors of turmerics, the raw turmeric we procure and we process it and we sell it to the exporters. So, having been in the business from my tender age, I wanted to do something for me. And after moving here, I tried doing some art classes for kids and with whatever skill I could, I was trying and nothing was working out. And when the art classes started going good, COVID came and it was like, I was like, oh my god, I've studied so much, I've been a part of such a big business and I'm doing nothing. I was like totally doomed and had two kids. I was fully with postpartum depression and it was like taking a huge toll and we decided, okay, let's move to the countryside where we are more close to the nature, more freshness and you know and then we moved to the countryside and 6, 7 months. A lot of people I see in the supermarket. We were the only Indian family then who lived in the village. And when people were like asking me, can you do this? Can you do that? I was quite surprised because they didn't ask me for a butter chicken or tandoori chicken, which is like identified as Indian food, which is not. And I was like surprised when they asked me for a dal and they asked me for a masala dosa, which are like traditional food. And me being a vegetarian, I didn't have problem. And then when I started getting serious inquiries, I thought, okay, maybe I should think about it. And something is coming in place, and why should I not think about it? And I started looking not just as cooking and giving to them. I just wanted to establish myself with a brand name and I wanted to get myself registered because like the countryside of Denmark is moved with the old people or the retired people and you don't know what health issues they have and what are they allergic to and all those things. When you put a curry with like 15, 20 spices, and if it doesn't, help them, you end up in trouble. So that was the reason why I registered the company, and it was like so easy to start a business in Denmark, and the food ministry was like super helpful because I was like, what? And she is like, would they be giving approval for a home kitchen? And it just happened in like 2, 3 days. I finished the paperwork. I had a good friend who gave me all the documents for hygiene requirements and all those things from his own volunteering cafe, and we just finished it off. We had people for inspection and it was all set. And there was no looking back until a point when people were ready to try and explore a lot of things. And then I thought, okay, I should give something more.
And I started introducing new dishes, and there came a problem because, like, overall, when you're new in a country and when you're trying to give them new food, you should be able to make your client associate with that food. There should be some relationship you have to create with the food. And with the stories we have, with the traditions we have, people don't understand it. And if I say this is like famous street food and this is like the traditional dish which is like over 100 years, people don't, come back to it. Kritika, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just get back to you. And all the different menus I were trying, I did not even get a single response. I was like, what is happening? And then I just took a break. I learned a lot about the traditional Indian food, and I used that time to understand what Indian food is all about. Until then, I was not an educated chef. It was my passion for cooking, and I was cooking whatever I was best doing. And then when I started understanding about the traditional food, I learned so much about the culture and the food style and a lot of things. And I understood that Indian food is predominantly vegan. And I was a vegetarian then, and we also had a lot of things discussions in our house, and we decided, okay, let's turn vegan. And then again, a shift in the client base, and again, I started giving the regular dishes because I understood that it was hard to break the mindset. Like a traditional 60 or 70-year-old day coming and buying an Indian food in the village is like a big thing. And if I'm going to put something on top thinking that it's a cherry on the cake, it was a disaster. So then I decided to stick with the traditional things that people knew. And then like once you start making money, you'll be thinking about making quick money. And I was thinking these food festivals and you know food codes would be a great business idea. And I tried a lot of food festivals and it went good. And this year I was at Roskilde School and we were the first Indian company to be in Roskilde School, and we were the first vegan to get into Roskilde School, and I lost almost what I invested because people wanted to eat something with the beer and the wine, and it was a place for animals. And there were a lot of slaughteries who were selling direct meat and direct burgers and things. And I was like, the expectation was like I think it was 100,000 or 200,000. And I expected to, I had a plan to sell only 100 portions per day, 3 days of event, and 300 portions. And I landed up selling only 85 portions. And it was a complete disaster. And then it took me some time to come over it because 3 years of hard earned money just went off and it just put me so low. And then I was going through what I had done in the food boards and I understood like vegan food is a niche. Or people who have a willingness to taste will only come and choose vegan food. Not everybody is going to try. Because people don't understand whatever we cook is predominantly vegan. Even if we make a meat dish, we put loads of onions, tomatoes, and spices. People don't think about it; they consider only the meat. So I took a decision that I am not here to break people's myths. I'm here to make money for my living. So I shouldn't, take these steps to make people convert to vegan or pull them inside. What I can do best is retain the customers, grow as a B2B business. Like when somebody from our village eats the food in a party, they talk in their office and the office gives me an order for their party. That's how I'm like going only with word of mouth marketing and it's going good and I thought I should be happy with it and yeah, I'm happy with it and that, that's about it. Yeah. I just kept learning and educating myself. Basically, I worked in many different countries, helped so many people to eat healthier, to learn how to train, to get stronger. And I really experienced that. Um, I think the best thing about doing this is it really helps people to also become like stronger, like mentally. So once you go to the gym and put yourself in this uncomfortable environment and uncomfortable positions, I don't know, you really, if you find like the joy in it, you really become a stronger person mentally as well. So that's my kind of motivation for fitness. And when I moved here to Copenhagen, it was 5 years ago, and it was super, super difficult because it was COVID times. And I just remember moving here, and I think I lived in Örebro and from the beginning, and it was just terrible. I hated it. Um, and that was like for a couple months, and I started to work in SAPS, the gym. Um, I took my profile. Yeah, I took my profile on the wall, like a profile photo, like I don't know, personal trainer here, and it was the day after that, all the gyms closed, like completely. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going home for 6 months. So I went back to Hungary and came back 6 months later, and it was really hard because when you're a personal trainer, you only get paid after like each hour's worked, and gym is paid. So you basically don't have like a salary. And then you needed like all these COVID cards and masks, and no one wanted to go to the gym, so that was a bit difficult start. But I just kept going, and I think I did really good. Um, I had a lot of clients in gyms. Uh, of course, then I like transferred to another gym meanwhile, and then after that, when I had a good client base, I just decided that I'm just gonna start my own business. And I just found a place nearby next to me and went and said, "Oh, I want to be a personal trainer here." And they said, "Okay, yeah, you can do that. You just gotta pay like a monthly fee, rent to train clients here." And then I just transferred basically all my clients from the previous place to the new place. Uh, and I was very happy to experience that, like, almost all my clients like followed me and came with me. That's very nice. Um, yeah, I don't know, like 15 out of 15 people, maybe 12. Yeah. But I find it it's like a continuous hustle to do this business, really. And if you are building like a business that you have customers, I think it's really, really important to have like very strong relationship with your customers and like really know everything about your customers. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say, so you can just ask me questions. Can you tell us a bit about your you doing shows? I imagine. Oh yeah, yeah. I did some bikini fitness competitions. So yeah. Well, that was a very good experience actually because it helped me to like learn the process of like really doing a diet and going through this whole journey of really dedicated period of time when you're just training every day, doing cardio sessions. Because I think most fitness coaches they try to give advice for people, but they never did that. You know, because if you are fit from your childhood, you don't know how it is for a person to not be fit and try to achieve something like bigger. Yeah. So yeah, that helped me a lot to also develop myself as a coach. And of course, just like getting on stage and doing all that. So, like, I don't know, it's a lot of things because you have to do like posing practices, you wear high heels and small shiny bikini on stage. So it's like, phew, it is quite hard, I think. I don't feel like the relationship with the body going through that, and like, oh, in ways that it may boost your confidence or got to know your body and everything like posing when you having to do the show. Yeah, I think it helps so much because you just see your body like transforming.
And then you also get to know yourself so much more as a person. You know how strong you are mentally, like actually how strong you are. Like are you able to do this preparation for 6 weeks? But so you really get to know yourself and you see your body reacting or not reacting or changing or not changing, and that gives you like feedback of and are you doing right and are you getting where you want to be, because you need to be ready for the stage at a certain date. So
And has there been a time that you found yourself frustrated that, oh, my body's not reacting in the way that I thought it would to this
yeah,
to like how we
yeah, there was, and I think that's very complex because I see a lot of women actually like struggling with this. They are just like dieting for a long period of time, and you really have to do like extensive hours of training and cardio and put all your energy into this one thing. And meanwhile, you're kind of like losing other aspects of health, like social life, um, just enjoying things because you put all your effort into this one thing, and there are a lot of things. Yeah, that's hard, actually, really hard. Yeah, but it was a nice journey. But I just decided to stop because it was like not a healthy journey. You know, when you push your body to a limit where you have like hormonal problems, it's not good. So yeah. So last year was my first competition, and that was the last one as well. I think let's see in the future, but now I'm more like focused on my health and like looking at the body like with holistic view. Yeah.
The BMI must have
Actually, my BMI is better now.
been. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But also at the end of the story, what I found out and actually figured out after all this competing is that it's really not the best way to like improve your body composition and gain muscle mass, because you do need to eat well and eat enough calories to gain muscle and to feel good and to have all different aspects of health basically. Because when you're preparing for competition, you're just overtraining and you're not eating enough. So that's the way to get like really, really lean, but it's really bad for your
I'm
hormones.
already thinking about sharp. I'm thinking you maybe not just you, but anybody would have had loads of hair fall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
something called
that's
telogen
part of it.
effluvium, where it's temporary hair loss.
Yeah,
Because of the stress on your body.
yeah, that happens so much. Yeah.
So I have a problem. I'm always like I'm standing behind someone. I'm like, I've got this condition.
Yeah.
I say something, I look at them. I don't listen. I'm joking. I don't get verified.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's kind of like, I have this feeling sometimes, like, but of course, I would not say anything to anyone who's like eating unhealthy in an environment where I don't know the person, like, it's totally like personal choice, but yeah,
I'm not want to talk anyway.
yeah. But anyway, now I have my company and I'm really working a lot on marketing. I'm also going to like founders school for women, like working on a project for a women's health app or platform. And I just started doing that, and I find that like, oh my god, I wish I knew all these things that I'm learning now before I started my business. Because I had the experience, but I didn't have the knowledge from how to actually create a product. And of course, I was just working with customers, so my products were my like services. Yeah, but now I'm trying to expand and build something bigger. Uh, yeah, I'm excited for the future. Very much. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you.
That would stay with even, then maybe I would find other channels or figure out how can I scale this up.